What's good, sports gamers? And this offseason has seen guys shuffled all over the NBA. Some are good moves, some bad. But with that, we decided to go over the top 10 moves this past offseason in the NBA. So let's get it. Coming in at number 10 is the New York Knicks signing Julius Randle. It's an understatement to say the Knicks had a disappointing offseason as far as free agents go. Going from Kevin Durant and Kyrie possibly to Alfred Payton probably sent a good number of Knicks fans over to Brooklyn. But with all the short contracts for vets probably distracting you, they did pick up a 24-year-old Julius Randle. Since moving on from the Lakers, Randle has turned into a pretty good player. Coming off a season where he averaged 21-9 with a decent three-point shot, he's not a ho-hum signing at all. Running out Randle and Barrett is going to be fun to watch on the Knicks for the next couple years. At 9 is the Lakers signing DeMarcus Cousins. I've never seen a player fall from grace as fast as Boogie Cousins had. Actually, that's a lie. But he went from top 10 player to signing one-year contracts in back-to-back years as part of a machine, rather than being the main thing making it run. Though he didn't have the explosiveness he had in previous years, Boogie still got buckets for the Warriors and will only be further removed from that serious injury he suffered in New Orleans, while doing it on a team where he will be the fourth, even third best option. Teaming up again with Anthony Davis and having LeBron as a teammate will help ease Cousins back in. And if he even regains 75% of what he was, that's a huge deal for the Lakers. Striking on a Kawhi Leonard, forcing him to look elsewhere and signing the low-cost, huge upside guy in Cousins was a great move. At 8 is the Warriors sign and trade for D'Angelo Russell. Was D'Lo always meant to be a member of the Splash Brothers? After the Lakers tossed him into a trade to get rid of Moscow, Russell was away from the bright lights of LA and able to focus on his development without as much pressure. And the whole Nick Young thing. And this past season, he had a breakout year, starting to become the guy people thought he would be when he was selected with the number 2 pick in the draft. Now, as a part of the Durant signing, he was shuttled off to Golden State as a result. Now, has he hustled upwards? Klay Thompson is going to be out for at least part of the year, so he's going to be the number 2 option on a team with the greatest shooter in NBA history, meaning his assist percentage might go up a bit when you're passing to Steph Curry instead of Hollis Jefferson. And he may fully unlock his off-ball ability playing in the Golden State system. Shooting 39% on catch and shoot threes this past year will be very utilized in the Golden State system with passes such as Steph and Draymond. Also having another capable ball handler other than Steph that you can run on the floor with him at the same time and when he hits the bench will be huge for Golden State in the post-Durant world. Number 7 is the New Orleans Pelicans sneaking and grabbing JJ Redick. In all the hoopla of the Anthony Davis trade to the Lakers, the Pelicans acquired 52 players and only one of them could shoot. So what did the Pelicans go out and do to solve this? They signed one of the best three-point shooters in the league to catch wide open threes on Zion kickouts and passes back out to the perimeter off Alonzo Ball misses. A starting lineup with Holiday, Redick, Ingram, Zion, and Favors. They're going to start Favors, right? We'll be able to hide Redick probably even better than the Sixers could. Wait, hold up. Is Redick coming off the bench? Can't be right. Anyways, it was the cherry on top signing of the most exciting offseason for the Pelicans since they almost got Kevin Martin and Lamar Odom for their franchise start at one time. Think of all the Zion pick and rolls they're going to run with JJ doing some weird stuff off ball and be wide open. What are you going to guard? At 6 is the Heat bailing out the Sixers, giving them Josh Richardson. With the Sixers losing JJ Redick and Jimmy Butler meeting with teams and expected to leave, things are looking kind of ugly for Philly fans. Sure, we signed Tobias, but I feel most assumed out of him and Jimmy, he will come back. But still, after being a ping-pong bounce from going to OT in Game 7 with the eventual NBA champs, the fact that they weren't going to run it back had me and probably a lot of the fan base feeling the type of way. But when you hear the only way Miami could get Butler was they had to work a sign and trade and get Philly something, it's like, okay, we're not going to end up with nothing. Of course, I immediately wanted Josh Richardson, but thought it was too good to be true and figured we would get some crap like Olynyk or James Johnson or something. But we lucked out and landed him. Sure, losing Jimmy hurts, but because we didn't sign him, that allowed Philly to get Horford. So for real, we traded Sarge and Covington for Richardson and Horford. Okay, maybe I'm bugging with that one. It's really Sarge and Cove for Richardson, but when you consider Butler could have left for nothing, I'll take it. Now Richardson slides into the 2-guard spot on the team replacing JJ Redick. He was the Heat's leading scorer last year, averaging a smooth 16, 4 and 4 on 36 shooting from deep, so it'll be a nice guy to have as your 5th option. But what the Sixers losing Redick is crazy off-balance threes, they'll make up for it and become one of the best defensive teams in the league. At 5 is the Boston Celtics Plan A, Kemba Walker. When the Celtics traded a broken Isaiah Thomas, poor man's Robert Covington, and what ended up being Colin Sexton for Kyrie Irving, Celtics fans are feeling great. Kyrie Irving, Hayward, Horford is our big three. Tatum, Smart, and Brown is the role players. Golden State, watch out. Well, one thing led to another, and that core's last game was being run off the court in 5 against the Milwaukee Antetokounmpos. With the very likely chance Kyrie and Big Al were bolting, it was looking bleak for a second for Boston. And there was for a few days when Jaylen Brown was their second best player. I know, scary times. But then they rebounded a bit, locking down Hornet star Kemba Walker, bringing the former UConn Husky star home to lead the Celtics into their new high character guys era. Sure, Walker isn't the player Kyrie is, certainly isn't as efficient, but he will definitely carry the scoring load for Boston, and when they lose, his after game comments are less likely to make headlines. At 4 is the Brooklyn Nets getting Kyrie Irving. The Nets came from humble beginnings, not having a draft pick until 2052 and being a little brother in their own state. They had an uphill battle to face, but you can see they were building something each year. Then things fully clicked this year with them making a little bit of noise and messed around and made the playoffs. With Russell a restricted free agent, some money to play with, they had to make a decision. And it's something you couldn't have imagined them being able to do just 2-3 seasons ago, as they netted Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Since Durant isn't playing this year, let's focus on the impact Irving is set to make. Yeah, he's a little moody and says weird stuff in the media, but he's still one of the most efficient stars in the league, and almost impossible to guard one-on-one. D'Angelo's breakout year is the average Kyrie season. How big of an impact he will make leading his team without Durant will remain to be seen. Now, if it's anything like how the Celtics season turned out, Nets fans will be hoping Durant plays by January. And number 3, speaking of, the Brooklyn Nets also getting Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant finally gets away from the Golden State machine and gets to be his own man in a way again, teaming up with the self-proclaimed I'm a number 2 option and Kyrie Irving with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, yeah, Durant is going to be out for the season, but no matter what the Nets do this season bearing the title, he's going to be seen as the savior and loved and adored when he finally steps on the court. Public opinion of KD began to shift back the other way when he came back in the finals, only to hurt himself again. And leading the Nets in the East against the Sixers, Bucks, Celtics, and Pacers will definitely be fun to watch. At number 2 is the Lakers officially trading for Anthony Davis. But it seemed like a foregone conclusion for a while. Anthony Davis finally was traded to the Lakers for Lonzo Ball, Hart, Ingram, the 4th pick, and some other good stuff. While the Lakers gave up a bunch to make it happen, the Lakers got their guy and have the best duo in the league right now. This trade was for the now and the Lakers' immediate title hopes and the future when LeBron finally gets sold and it becomes Anthony Davis' team. The only concern with Davis is he leaves a lot of games with minor injuries. But if that gets cleared up, Big Baller Brand will be a distant memory. And then number 1 is the Clippers shocking us all, getting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Now we're going with this one as a tangent because it basically was. Clippers went from there not going to win anything major, but give you a slight run for your money team to being a title favorite in the blink of an eye. Although trading Gilgeous-Alexander, the Clippers still were able to keep instant offense producers Lou Will and Harold, as well as defensive stud Pat Beverly to be role players on the team with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And they got Shamet and signed JaMychal Green. Green is good, man. The Clippers front office has done a great job retooling from Lob City to become one of the top teams in the West again, with their combination of offense and defense. The Clippers definitely won the offseason with their moves big and small. So it makes sense why they sit atop Sports Gamers Online top 10 offseason moves in the NBA. So alright sports gamers, do you agree with the list? And if not, what's an offseason move that you think deserved a spot? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I'll touch on a few of them. I hate the Russell Westbrook trade. I feel he's a terrible fit for what they like to do on offense, even before it turned into the Harden ISOs every play. Westbrook is a terrible shooter, so he's not going to play off ball. Is Harden going to play off ball? No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, sure, Westbrook is positive in a lot of other categories like rebounding and passing, but him needing the ball every play and not being a good shooter, I see this ending terribly. And Al Horford, I like the guy in his game, but we gave him way too much money. I would laugh at Celtics fans trying to justify all the little things he did to earn his contract, and now I'm about to be doing the same thing. Especially when he averages 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. Crap. But anyways, stay tuned here at Sports Gamers Online for more NBA 2K content. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris, Thank y'all for watching. That'd be good, y'all.